Numerous anomalies from history demonstrate that, occasionally, truth can be stranger than fiction. We'll look at some of the most perplexing images that continue to baffle experts all over the world in this video. These are 15 strange old images, ranging from an odd spaceman to puzzling alien lights that science is still unable to explain. Number 15. Hook Island Monster. Something unusual was discovered beneath the waves by a group of courageous divers off the coast of Australia in the 1960s. According to legend, these divers came across an odd and terrifying creature that resembled a cross between an enormous tadpole and a prehistoric dinosaur. It was described as a monstrous aquatic creature. Just think of their surprise. Conspiracy theorists still find it fascinating that they saw this alien-looking creature swimming in the deep. Now, detractors could counter that misidentification or hyperactive imaginations were the only reasons for the existence of the Hook Island monster. After all, the ocean is home to a wide variety of amazing and unusual creatures, and our minds can trick us when we're feeling ecstatic. But we shouldn't write off the attraction of the unknown so quickly. Is there life out there in the vastness of the ocean that has eluded scientific discovery? A great deal of the ocean's surface remains uncharted, which leaves many unanswered questions. Perhaps one of these enigmatic beings, a resident of the deep that defies explanation, is the Hook Island monster. Number 14. The Soviet Psychokinetic. While the Cold War was going on, a woman named Nina Kulagina stood out as a unique figure in the Soviet Union. She got the attention of both scientists and skeptics because of what people thought were her psychic abilities. Let's be clear, we're not going to make her story sound shocking. We'll instead give you the facts and let you decide what to think about this interesting event. Some people, like Nina Kulagina, said they could move things with their minds. This is called psychokinesis. Researchers were amazed by her claims that she could bend spoons, levitate small objects, and even change the way compass needles moved during experiments she did in the 1960s and 1970s. But there is one catch. Scientists wanted to test Kulagina's powers in controlled situations, which was different from how they were portrayed in some dramas. They carefully recorded her sessions by watching how she interacted with different objects and measuring the amount of potential energy she gave off. But it's important to remember that Kulagina's skills were not always praised. Some critics said that her demonstrations could have been caused by clever tricks or a lack of understanding about how natural things work. Number 13. Ghost Pilot. When visiting an English airfield in 1987, a plane enthusiast named Mrs. Sayer made the decision to have a little fun. She took a picture of herself in the cockpit after admiring an aircraft. She had no idea that her picture would become a terrifying experience. Mrs. Sayer is adamant that there was nobody, not a single person, seated beside her in the pilot's seat. However, when she developed the picture, she found an enigmatic person next to her. When Mrs. Sayer was questioned by paranormal experts about her experience, she remembered that despite the intense heat of the day, she felt a cool breeze on her back. The plane's history, it was utilized in the Falklands War, makes the tale even more compelling. It's unclear, though, if any pilots suffered a tragic end during this time. Who then might this spectral figure be? Is it a spirit playing tricks, a fallen soldier, or maybe a lost traveler who made a mistake while leaving the afterlife? Or is it just an optical illusion? Number 12. Time Traveler on Beach. This is a picture of another alleged time traveler. September 1943, a sunny day at the Cornwall Beach. One person in the cheerful crowd looked strangely out of place. This person, wearing a brown suit, appears to be focused on something in their hand that looks a lot like a smartphone these days. Is this thing for real? Is this individual a time traveler in real life? Before jumping to any conclusions, let's examine a few theories regarding this enigmatic figure. Some contend that this image provides unquestionable proof of time travel, while others find the idea ridiculous. Some people believe the man was just adjusting his watch, while others speculate that he might just be rolling a cigarette. This is where it becomes even more fascinating, though. Similar cases of possible time travelers captured on camera have been reported. There have been claims that people in pictures from different eras are dressed and accessorized far in advance of their time. These are definitely thought-provoking, even though we are unable to verify them as authentic glimpses of time travel. Are time travelers influencing our history in a subtle way and leaving clues for us to discover? Or are these merely miscommunications and coincidences? Number 11. The Babushka Lady. The world was shocked on November 22, 1963, when President John F. Kennedy was brutally assassinated in Dallas, Texas. The Babushka Lady is just one of the many mysteries connected to this occasion. Following the incident, a plethora of images came to light, and among them, the public noticed the Babushka Lady, a curious woman. She was dubbed Babushka, which means grandmother, because she appeared in many pictures and videos taken during the crucial period surrounding Kennedy's assassination. She wore a headscarf that was reminiscent of traditional Russian old women's clothing. Her attendance at such an important historical event and the mystery surrounding her identity are what make her fascinating. The infamous grassy knoll, where some people believe there may have been a second shooter, was close to where the Babushka Lady was located. She is close by, but no clear photos or videos capture her face, leading to endless speculation and conspiracy theories. Who was she? Why was she present? And why is her identity still a mystery? Some people think she was a witness, a government agent, or even a time traveler. But the existence of the Babushka Lady remains a mystery due to the lack of conclusive evidence. There is a theory that she was just a casual photographer documenting the occasion. However, none of the many pictures taken that day have been connected to her. Some people think she might have important photos that would shed light on what happened that tragic day. But that's just speculation until she comes forward or is identified. Notably, a lot of people claim to have seen the Babushka Lady filming with a movie camera right after the assassination, which is strange. Their claims have not been supported by any footage, which adds to the mystery. Years have passed since the Babushka Lady was first sought after. Her identity has been gradually revealed by journalists, researchers, and investigators who have examined each possible lead in great detail. Some claim that she purposefully concealed her identity in order to defend herself or her loved ones. Some speculate that she might have died and taken her secrets with her. Number 10. The Boot Hill Ghost. A 1996 image from Tombstone, Arizona's Boot Hill Cemetery, went viral on the internet. An iconic cowboy is depicted in the foreground, decked out in all the traditional Wild West attire. But it's not his rugged good looks that draw your attention in this monochrome picture. Rather, it's the unsettling image of a man's upper body that seems to be rising out of the ground behind him. We're not sure if this image depicts a real ghost or just a misaligned mannequin to this day. Number 9. Blanche Monnier. The terrifying story of Blanche Monnier is buried deep within the depths of human suffering. This woman spent an incredible 25 years imprisoned in a tiny, dirty room. Her voice was silenced and her life kept secret from the public. The story of Blanche is one of terrible solitude and brutality. Her family, who were wealthy in 19th century France, tragically locked her away for unknown reasons after she was born. The details of her protracted incarceration are startling. Her secret cell was a place where her mind and body withered away. The public was shocked to learn of Blanche's ordeal, which exposed a dark side of humanity and provoked outrage. Number 8. Phoenix Lights. It was March 1997, and the sky over Phoenix, Arizona was very clear. That night, something very strange happened. Thousands of people, including residents and police officers, said they saw strange lights in the sky at night. The sighting was even more amazing because it was so big, a huge V-shaped pattern that stretched for miles. Some people saw the lights as a solid object that looked like an alien spaceship, while others saw them as a group of separate orbs. The sightings went on for hours, drawing the attention of everyone in the city and leaving a lasting impression on everyone's mind. After the event, many ideas were put forward to explain the Phoenix Lights. Some people thought it was just flares or military drills, while others thought it might have come from aliens. Even though officials have looked into it and tried to come up with logical explanations, the Phoenix Lights are still a mystery. Not only did a huge number of people see what happened, but they were also able to trust what they saw. Pilots, police officers, and professionals from many other fields were among the witnesses. They were all left confused and looking for answers. Some people thought the lights might have been caused by light refraction or even a large-scale panic. But many of the people who saw the event said that what they saw was more than what normal people would understand. Number 7. Falcon UFO. There aren't many strange and unsettling UFO sightings in history like the Falcon UFO incident. The effect this encounter had on the parties involved is what really sets it apart. In the quiet Colorado town of Falcon, an extraordinary event occurred on a typical day. Numerous witnesses saw an enigmatic craft drifting through the sky. Witnesses described it as a disc-shaped object glowing with an otherworldly quality that sent shivers down their spines. What really shocked the community, though, was what happened after the encounter. The witnesses experienced inexplicable symptoms shortly after. They suffered from excruciating headaches, incapacitating nausea, and inexplicable bruises that left them emotionally and physically damaged. For the victims of the Falcon UFO incident, it was more than just a brief sighting. It changed their lives. Many people became interested in the incident as word got out. In the face of an event so mysterious, experts attempted but were unable to come up with logical explanations. The truth is still elusive, though. What was the purpose of the craft? What or who was responsible for its appearance? And more significantly, why did it affect those who witnessed it so profoundly? Number 6. Ghostly image at Hampton's Court. This is a really captivating tale. You may be familiar with Hampton Court Palace, a magnificent Tudor castle close to London. Something strange was caught on camera by a security camera nearby. Is it a ghost, or is there another possibility? The palace spokesperson, Vicky Wood, claims that the picture they published isn't a holiday joke. They really don't know who or what the figure in the picture could be. James Fox, one of the palace's security officers, called the scene extremely unsettling. The palace has a history of hauntings and reports of seeing ghostly figures, so there is a lot of speculation. So, what are everyone's thoughts? A trick of the light or an actual spectral guest? Post your ideas in the comment section below. Number 5. SS Watertown Ghosts. The SS Watertown was traveling across the vast Pacific Ocean in December 1925. Two brave sailors, James Courtney and Michael Meehan, were part of the crew and were tasked with maintaining the ship's interior cofferdam. They had no idea that deadly poisonous gas was seeping through this small opening. Courtney and Meehan's lives were tragically cut short when they were exposed to the gas. Cody Taviola, a fellow crew member, risked his life to save his friends. Taviola did not hesitate to squeeze 3 times inside the 20-inch narrow pipe to rescue his fallen friends. It was too late, though, for Courtney and Meehan had already perished from the deadly gas despite his bravery. Taviola, shaken and exhausted from the terrifying experience, fell to the ground when she came to. After a tense half-hour, the crew managed to revive him, and Taviola barely survived. The crew was startled by the spectral presence of the dead sailors' ghostly faces as they surfaced in the water in the weeks that followed. Amazingly, the team managed to take a picture of these ghosts, a spooky memento that would linger with everyone who saw it. Number 4. The Black Knight. Picture this: a dark force quietly moving around the world, confusing both scientists and people who believe in conspiracies. The mysterious satellite called the Black Knight has led to a huge number of theories about where it came from and what it's supposed to do. A radio amateur named Duncan Lunan found an unknown object in the 1950s. This is where the story of the Black Knight satellite begins. It didn't get a lot of attention until 1960, when reports started coming in of a strange object in polar orbit sending out strange radio signals. The puzzle got harder when the U.S. Department of Defense said that an unidentified object was seen orbiting Earth. Lots of guesses. Was it something from an ancient civilization or something from another world? There were many theories about what the Black Knight satellite was. Some said it was alien, while others said it was a secret government project. It looked sleek and black, and its strange orbit made it even more mysterious. A lot of pictures and reports of seeing the Black Knight satellite have come out over the years. However, solid proof is still hard to find because of the limits of technology and the supposed privacy of the controllers. There is a vague black object in some photos, and strange shapes and structures can be seen in others. Number 3. Geophone Rock Anomaly. Apollo 17's last trip, and it was to the moon. A strange picture was taken near Geophone Rock. NASA at first called it a blank image, but if you look more closely, you can see what look like pyramids in the lunar landscape. NASA never gave a good reason for this interesting picture. In order to find the truth, researchers used advanced techniques to lower the noise and increase the contrast. They were able to see structures on the moon's surface that looked like pyramids. There's more, though. A close look reveals another strange thing in the bottom left corner, a structure that looks like bars. This picture, with the reference number AS17-135-20680, is in NASA's huge collection of multimedia files, along with many other stunning pictures from the Apollo 17 mission. Scientists don't want to give a clear explanation for these pyramid-shaped features on the moon's surface, even though they know how important it is. Number 2. Worsted Church Ghost. Over and over again in the 1830s, the people of Worsted talked about a ghostly figure they called the White Lady. People said she showed up in St. Mary's Church every Christmas Eve at midnight. That sounds scary, right? Let's go back to a good Christmas Eve. Someone brave was at the King's Arms pub with his friends and said he wasn't afraid of the white woman. So brave, he even dared her by telling her he would ring the Christmas bells himself. He then left for church, leaving his friends to wait for the bell to ring. But guess what? Nothing. His friends were scared and rushed to find him, but all they found was him lying down in the bell tower. He said, "I've seen her," in a whisper as he died. Now, let's go to 1975, when the White Lady came back with written proof. Diane Berthelot and her family went to the cute village of Worsted one summer day, but they didn't know about the ghost story. They went into the old church to get out of the baking heat. Mrs. Berthelot decided to say a prayer to get better because she had an ear infection. This is where things get interesting. Peter, her husband, took a picture of her while she was taking a deep breath. The white woman herself chose to show up in the picture out of the blue. Now it's time for today's topic. Scientists are puzzled by a lot of strange historical photos, but this one might be the most difficult to understand. Some people think that this picture was taken in Asia, in a remote area. We don't know much else about this picture, but a lot of people think that something strange is going on in this unknown settlement. Here is a picture of what looks like aliens and humans together. What a strange mix, eh? Some people think this is just a trick since getting costumes isn't hard. Some people, though, think these so-called extraterrestrials are up to something strange. There is talk around this picture of strange rituals and human sacrifices. The real story behind this picture is still unknown. Number 1. Hessdalen Lights. These mysterious lights, which are situated in Norway's isolated Hessdalen Valley, have defied all attempts to identify them. These glowing orbs, whose origins are shrouded in mystery, are seen dancing across the night sky by countless people. The Hessdalen Lights, which were first observed in the 1980s, have captivated scientists studying physics, geology, and meteorology among other subjects. These lights frequently coexist with variations in the Earth's magnetic field and seismic activity. Their distinct qualities, like their ability to change shape and color, defy accepted theories. There is still no conclusive explanation, despite a plethora of theories ranging from atmospheric anomalies to plasma discharges. The Hessdalen Lights are still enigmatic, even after extensive scientific research. Are those lights from space, or are they purely natural? Which of these strange pictures interested you the most? Write your answer in the box below. See the other cool things that are showing up on the screen right now. See you in the next video. Everyone, be careful.